What's up, guys? So this is the New Orleans video on StoryFire that I made actually like a week ago. Was when I went on a trip to New Orleans, and I went to also around the area like swamp tours and did other fun stuff. This is my tour at the French Square. I went to some boat tours and swamp tour. And yeah, so then here right now is the New Orleans Caesars Superdome that I went to. It looks pretty nice. It was built in the 70s. And then here's the French Square. So the French Square was actually, it dates back to when Louisiana was owned by the French. And then these buildings were actually built before the Louisiana Purchase. Yeah. So it was pretty cool. French style buildings, French balconies. You can see the specific architecture of the balcony frame as shown.
They use equipment.
And then you got a chicken shack I went to. They had a lot of fried chicken buffets and stuff in New Orleans. And then here upcoming is a pretty historic building. You see those arches. Looks pretty nice, I thought. And yeah, I mean, until the Louisiana Purchase, New Orleans was threatened to be burned down by Samuel L. Jackson, which is a pretty interesting thing, I thought. If they lost the 1812 War, which is New Orleans is actually the last spot the War of 1812 happened. And then you got that's for Mardi Gras. Those are the beads, and you got some leaves on the balconies for just for I guess nostalgia.
Yeah, I gotta take a picture of you up here somewhere. Oh yeah.
And then just more plants and some balconies. And then that's actually a hotel. So I think it's a newer building. They just designed it to fit more in the French Square. And they actually have like a party here in April too, besides Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras is actually in late February, so it happened somewhat recently after I went. I mean, I went just like in early April. Mardi Gras late February, so about a month and a little bit more. So there's some other hotels. It looks pretty nice. And then Cafe Beignet. So this, I don't know the history really about it, but I saw some people playing. This is the footage of me recording jazz music.
We're the official fighting Beignet. Okay, the yummy Beignet.
Yeah. Everglades, yeah.
Alright, so then here's more of the French Square. Some more buildings. And right now, this is Katie's, the restaurant we went to. It was featured on Guy Ferrari. It was an okay restaurant. I had a po' boy, and then we got the pepperoni pizza. Doesn't really have to do with New Orleans, but the po' boy did. It was okay. I mean, the bread, kind of weird, but yeah. And then here we go, the Bayou. So this is more of the swampish area of Louisiana, southern Louisiana, like a little south of New Orleans. Not much though. And then you can see these houses are in stilts because of flooding. Like, this area was highly hit by Hurricane Katrina, as well known. I mean, it was hit by New Orleans. New Orleans was hit by it. And yeah, this is more of the lower lands. There wasn't quite mosquitoes yet, but there are alligators in this area. And actually, in the beginning of the video, that was Lake Pontchartrain. That was it eventually connects to the ocean, but it's mostly fresh water there.
And hopefully by the end of this trip, you'll see why.
And then we got the Creole Queen riverboat cruise, around for quite a while as a boat cruise tour. It's about 2.5 hours. I'd suggest, you try it out if you're in New Orleans. Pretty fun. It goes around New Orleans skyline, as well as the some historic locations during the 1812 War, last of 1812 War. Some like barracks, forts, some pretty cool stuff. And then there's also the New Orleans Castle. It was built by the French, either by the French or the U.S., out of cannons. And there's also another historic building coming up. I don't exactly know what that is, but they should say it on the tour.
It is one of the most iconic photographs you can get of New Orleans. It's okay if you miss it, however. There's about 1 million of them online. That statue that you see in the front of Andrew Jackson weighs.
All right, and then after this, we go to like the tour drops you have at a museum by like a historic landmark by the exact same place that the War of 1812 ended. Pretty cool. And there are fire ants in Louisiana, so be careful of that though.
They find a bunch of islands, the one where they park their ships. The one with all the deer running all over it. Well, of course, we rebuilt using Spanish architecture because now we're under Spanish control. It's a sugar empire.
Then here we go. Here's an airship. It's like one of the rescue ships on the Mississippi River. And this water is actually darker or more brownish because it's red clay. There's red clay at the bottom, so it makes it look like a different color. That doesn't mean though it's polluted. It's just a different kind of clay mixture. Usually in more northern parts of the U.S., there's more brown clay. This is red clay, so it's a bit different. And then just another shot of the New Orleans skyline. And then I actually got a boat right there to go past it. Pretty cool view, pretty cool shot, I'd say, in my opinion. And then here we go. Here is Oceana Grill. I'm talking like a rapper here. Gordon Ramsay actually visited here. Pretty cool place, pretty nice food. With there was a bunch of seafood. And next is the swamp tours. Pretty cool place, pretty laid back. They don't really use any tickets; they only use cash, which I think that's pretty cool. I mean, most places use credit cards, but cash is just easier. But anyways, so this is another travel boat agency that takes you around the swamp of the Bayou, more of the really swampy area. Takes you along the river. You can see alligators, raccoons, sometimes possibly bears, but there's not many bears in the area. And then a variety of birds. It's actually pretty educational. And there's a bunch of swamp trees with I forgot what it was. It's like a moss growing out of it. And yeah, so pretty cool with that. And we got to see houses right along the river. So these houses, they don't actually, they have to actually take their boats out to get to places. If they want to go to the store, they have to take by boat because it's so close to the water and they're really vulnerable to flooding. It's not connected to any roads.
But in front of us, in the mouth of this river, is where they catch our local blue crabs. Down there, you got redfish, speckled trout, flounder, oysters, crabs, shrimp, all that awesome seafood, guys. 10 to 15 minutes away from us here, so you're not far off of the mouth of this river. Just a hop, skip, and a jump. Actually, I'll fake. Listen, y'all need some glasses. He's right here on this big.
And you also get to see snakes on the trip. Sometimes the boat tour guide said the snakes sometimes drop in the boat, but he does take them out. So if you're ever there, don't worry. That's just something not necessarily normal, but not uncommon that could happen.
And you do a lot of Beignets in almost everything you bake with, guys. It's like a starter. Like a thickening agent. The purple flowers we're starting to see on either side of us as our state wildflowers, Louisiana purple irises. The yellow flowers on the right, those are lily pads. Got the yellow pond lilies, the lily pads. So everything is starting to bloom right now. Kind of nice right now, guys. And these birds have come down here to eat them now because we have lots of snails now. So that's why they're actually here. So they're what's happening, buddy?
And then right here is a bird, a rare bird that was actually in South America that moved here because of global warming, I'm pretty sure. So pretty cool with that. And next is the alligator. They all like marshmallows for some reason. I guess they're used to it, but it's a treat for them.
That's all y'all wanted to see. Everybody likes marshmallows. If you don't like marshmallows, you gotta get out of my business. Not really a baby. They grow a foot a year for the first 6 to 7 years. So how you estimate the length of them is by looking at his head. Don't get too loud, guys. So from the tip of their nose to their eyes and inches, you convert that to feet. That's a pretty good estimate of how big they are. So how big y'all think that one is?
5 feet.
We'll go with about 4.5. Y'all are pretty close. It's just an estimate, guys. They don't have the best eyesight in the world. They can't see the greatest. They pick up vibrations in the water. So that's why we tap the water and things like that so he can feel it. Eyesight's pretty poor. Right now the sun's not out, so he can see a little bit better. But as I tell y'all guys, well, come give him a hug if he's that cute. Along their backs, these bumps and ridges are called scoops. It's very, very tough, guys. That's their body armor. That's what protects the alligator. But also, that's their solar panel. The alligator sticks his back out into the sun warms those scoops. Like an instrument right there, guys. Playing the alligator. Now, as they get older, those scoots get bigger. Some like 10-foot alligators, the scoots stick up about an inch.
And what was pretty cool here is that the guide slid the stick on the alligator's back and tapped it, which is kind of make like a xylophone or like instrumental noise, which is pretty funny, pretty cool. And there's a raccoon who knows how to swim. Actually, raccoons know how to swim. Didn't know that.
You think he's bigger? I thought he was a little smaller, but y'all might be right.
Yeah, it's a little.
Give him a jump.
And also, all the alligators out here, the guide said that were female because there's usually only one male per area because they kill all the other males. The most dominant male does.
I know, you see that? He's being mean. I don't even want to jump for us. At least I want to jump.
Yeah, he sure did.
If y'all watch, stay for a minute. I'll throw one of these kids out real quick. You ready? I love volunteers. He's like, I don't like it. Everybody doing good? Let's see if we can find another one. This one's big. I don't know the exact species, but they're not.
Yeah, I don't think that's
But
another
he's giving us a good picture, ain't he?
Yeah, there you go. He's smiling.
Right here, we saw another rare bird. I didn't know exactly what it was. It was some kind of crane, I think.
Lisa's more carbon.
Crane goose. I don't quite remember. But that's what it was. And those are actually like part of tree roots that stick out of the ground. It's to help the tree in a way, but I don't know exactly why. And then here's really cool. You have to tilt the boat quite a bit with the water showing. It's pretty common trick, but it's pretty exhilarating. And that's the end of the video, guys. So hope you enjoyed the video, and peace.